And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Julie Talks Money. I'm coming to you live today. Of course, it's on KMET, but coming to you from Shelter Studios in the Inland Empire. That is a partner of ours, and because of the COVID-19 lockdowns, not been traveling a whole lot and not going to the studios at KMET, and that's one of the reasons you see this on KMET TV with Skype. Because it is just safer to do it from another location. And Shelter Studios is a partner and sponsor of mine, and I'm so glad to welcome them to the family and also to be able to use their broadcast facilities, which is a wonderful thing, like their studios. I'm your host, Julie Phelan, and each week I come to you with the show, Julie Talks Money, working to give you some information, some tidbits, and some just ways and tools that you can help increase the flows in your financial life. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, we all have a workflow, which is a process that we all have to do with our work life, right? But that is something that you also need to do with your financial life, and you have to work at it. It's not something that is just going to be something you can automatically say, hey, everything is going to be fine. All I have to do is deposit my paycheck, right? It's not always going to be that way. You have to have a process for it, and you have to create the workflow for your financial life. Money in, what you're going to do with it, and money out. And I'm a big, strong proponent, I should say, of putting things on a calendar and giving yourself goals that you're going to be going for, that you're reaching for, that you're saving for, especially if it's a house or a car or a vacation. That's another thing that is important for your emotional life. Go ahead and use a calendar and say, I'm going to deposit X number of dollars on this date. And then you'll find it much easier to increase that workflow in your financial life. Now, cash flow is another thing that we talk about, and mostly cash flow comes from passive income and from real estate. And anybody who's listened to me here knows that I'm a big proponent of real estate investing and real estate for cash flow, whether it's single family homes or multifamily apartment buildings or duplexes, fourplexes. I just think that real estate is a fantastic way that you can actually have mailbox money, which is what we call it, with cash flow and money that comes into your mailbox, regardless of what it is that you are doing. And if you have had a job loss right now because of coronavirus and COVID-19, trust me, it's very nice to have some cash flow and money that's coming in, even though you don't have the job. I mean, what are we going to do if we have another wave, or if we have to do another lockdown? The government's probably not going to be able to send us much more money. And if you haven't had the money sitting in an account as an emergency fund, which I highly recommend, then you can have really big issues on how you're going to manage your financial life should we have another disaster or have to extend this lockdown that we've been going through. Now, obviously, you can increase different things with cash flow in your life from jobs, from side hustles, which I talk about a lot. There's lots of different things you can do. And I'm going to talk about another one here in a moment. But you have to take this time and look at different ways that you can improve the cash flow in your life, whether it's from work for an increase in your pay, from a side hustle, or from cash flow from real estate or other investment properties. I mean, we know a whole lot of people who get oil royalties and checks, and certainly here in Hollywood, where I am, there's a lot of people that get royalties and residuals from the TV shows, writing, music, whatever it is they do. But that's not something that's available to most of us. Most of us just have to create our own cash flows in our lives. So one of the ways that I help people do that is not only through the show, but I also am available to talk to people, talk to you, and I'm a financial lifestyle coach, and I try to help you go from where you are to where you want to be in the different goals that you have. I do that by being a money multiplier, and I try to point out and give you guidance and help you to learn where it is that you can multiply your money in ways that are fun and sometimes easy, sometimes it can work, always legal, of course. But, there's a whole lot of things that you don't know that through my experience and through my lifetime and my securities and financial advising life, all kinds of things, I have more knowledge and information that I would love to share with you and love to help you out with. And you can always call me at 626-460-1188 for an appointment at 626-460-1188. And in case you missed that, it's 626-460-1188. Now, we've talked a little bit about the California exodus, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more to get further into the show. But one of the things, as I just mentioned, is that real estate is a large component of potential cash flow, but it's also a huge component of your emotional flow. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that your emotional flow comes from your well-being. And it can ebb and flow, just like your money in your bank account. It can ebb and flow. And, we're human, right? So we've been having a lot of down days with the coronavirus and being locked in. Fortunately, things are opening up. We can go out and do a few more things. But that has definitely been kind of like an ebbing down of the emotional life. But when we're with family, when we're with friends, and especially when we're in a place that we feel safe and secure, then that increases our flow and our emotional life in a positive way. That means that we have a place that we can call home, and that is probably the single biggest thing that creates people's emotional well-being, because it goes to security of a roof over your head and the security of a place that you can be yourself. Ideally, also the security of a place that you can raise a family and enjoy all the wonderful emotional benefits that come with that too. So I'm going to be talking with a couple people who can help make that happen today. As you know, I just believe that there is so much potential for everybody, believe it or not, with real estate. As a matter of fact, if you are concerned about buying a home and you don't know about the process, I've got a guidebook for you that's in progress. And, you can call me at 626-460-1188 and request a copy of that book, or email me at julietalksmoney@gmail.com. Okay, so when we come back, I'm going to take a little break here. When we come back, we'll be talking to somebody who is also here in the Inland Empire, is a wonderful man, used to work with Loma Linda Hospital, and he's going to have a lot of interesting things to tell you, especially about the market today. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
The Century Group newspapers are published and delivered every Friday. The Yucaipa-Calimesa News Mirror, the Banning Beaumont Record Gazette, the Highland Community News, and the Fontana Herald News are the dominant local news voices in their communities. And Sun Lakes Life serves the retirement community of Sun Lakes and Banning. Subscriptions for 1 year are $24.95, and for those 65 plus, the cost is $19.95. Go to centurygroup.com for details. That's centurygroup.com and subscribe today.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So, if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
And welcome back, everybody. This is Julie Phelan, your host of Julie Talks Money, and thank you so much for listening to the show. And again, as I had said before, if you'd like to get some other information or some coaching and a free consultation about your financial life, feel free to give me a call at 626-460-1188. That's 626-460-1188. Again, if you missed it, 460-1188 and area code 626. I'd be happy to talk to you about your situation. Well, I'm really delighted to introduce to you my guest, my first guest today. He is a wonderful man, and I've known him for almost 2 years now. He was an executive with Loma Linda Hospital in Loma Linda, and many of you may know that as a top and leading hospital for care and for cancer research and all kinds of different things, or cancer care. But he decided that actually he could help more people by being in real estate and helping people to get what it is that they want and help their dreams come true. I'd like you to help me welcome Hugo Chinchay. Hi, Hugo.
Good morning, Julie. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and good morning, everyone.
You know, I always love talking to you, Hugo. You just make me feel good. You have such a wonderful, warm attitude and demeanor about yourself, and you are so good at explaining things and so caring, basically, about to everybody that you speak with. And I just feel good when I talk to you. I appreciate that and appreciate you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
we've talked a little bit about how many people are leaving Los Angeles, obviously San Francisco, and some with San Diego too. And a lot of that is because of the problems with homelessness, and the cost of living has become so high in these places, where you've got rents at $2,400 a month just for a one-bedroom apartment, which is insane. And we know San Francisco is higher. Now, in the Inland Empire and in Loma Linda and Redlands and the areas that you cover, it's much more affordable, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is, actually. And it's interesting that you mentioned that monthly payment for rent for such a small place, which is how I talk to my clients and saying, why are you paying that for rent if you can have a house for the same amount or less?
Now, what kind of house could they get? A small house?
A 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 to 1,800 square foot, at least.
Oh, that's pretty sizable.
Exactly. That's what I said. A lot of people don't realize that right now we're having the lowest interest rates in history. Okay? It's not just any low interest. This is historical. I have never seen. I have my license for 27 years. Okay, so I've been doing real estate on the side. Always people calling me. So I've been keeping up with the market. But I've never seen this rate this low. So
it is crazy. And I know that you and I are both old enough that we were probably 5 years old or 10 when interest rates were 18%, and which was a crazy time. Right. So to even think for me at 2.5% to 3% is just, it's amazing. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Right now, for example, today, if you look at, bankrate.com, just 3%, 2.99, 3.25. So that's today. A couple of days before, they were even lower than that. So it's just incredible. One thing I told one of the clients the other day, he says, you know what, I'm paying $2,200 a month in rent for a 2-bedroom condominium. I said, you can have a house for $2,000.
How much house could that buy?
At $350,000 with a 3.375% interest rate will give you a $2,000 monthly payment.
Oh, come on. Where can you get a house for that price near Los Angeles?
No, exactly. Yes. Exactly. So here in the Inland Empire, we still have homes in the 350,000 price range, a little low, a little more. But just think about it. If you're able to pay a little more than that, even $2,400, like you said, then you can have a $400,000 home. Then you have a bigger home. You can have a full home. So
yes. Now I've driven out there many times, and obviously there now. What is the distance between Loma Linda and San Diego, or Murrieta, or Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Is it far away, or is it driving distance?
It's about 45 minutes to Murrieta. Okay. It's about an hour and a half to San Diego, and about it's only 64 miles from the Inland Empire to Los Angeles. If you go far east, of course. If you stay in the Ontario area, it's even closer. Of course, you have to count for traffic, but
I'm sure it's not really the same as what I encounter here around Hollywood. And I am somebody who has always been a lover of the arts, a musician, and my previous career was in other stuff with music and symphony orchestras and stuff. So cultural amenities are very important to me, but they're still available out there, right?
Yes, especially in Redlands. You know that our summer theater program in Redlands, the Redlands Bowl, we have every summer all of the major plays that you will see when you go and pay money at Hollywood Bowl. They actually do the final rehearsals here, so you can watch what it's going to be there. Yes.
I had no idea.
Yes. So every summer I go and watch all of the big plays, big theater groups, musicians, and so forth. They go through here.
Wow, that is very cool. Now I have to ask you the question that people always are asking me, and so I'm going to turn it to you. Actually, it's two questions. One is, can you actually get a house right now? Is there any houses available for sale? And the second one is it a good time to buy? What would you say to people who ask those questions?
Yeah. Question number one, it is challenging. the inventory is low. Okay.
Mhm.
But so if you think for a minute, talking about economics, right? If you think for a minute, the law of demand, right, and how much is available. So that is what's pushing prices a little higher. Not as crazy, but in a healthy way. So, but
Okay.
yes, we can still find your home. But you know what our company does? I'm not sure that any other company does this, but I know that the reason why we are in our company doing this is because of this market. We
And
can
that's
go
your
in,
home sold guaranteed company,
go
right?
your home sold guaranteed realty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
All
we
right.
do
Tell
is
everybody what you guys do, because I think it's incredible.
we find homes that are not available on the market. We find homes that are not even on the internet. So we go, if somebody tells me, I want a home in such and such a street between Main Street and 5th Street, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, so and so, I will go and find the home, even if it's not in the market. Then we will together make an offer and get that home for them. Otherwise, you can't find them. That's the way it is. That's the way
That's
the
pretty
market is.
amazing. So you guys are kind of creating your own inventory for your clients.
Exactly. And we also know, because we have over 55,000 people in our database, we know of homes that are coming very soon available on the market. So our clients get first notice of what is coming before it even hit the market.
So these are prior clients that you helped to buy a house previously, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
people who
anybody,
have said that they might be willing to sell in the near future?
Exactly. Those that are they always call us because we have such a big inventory. People call us to say we want to sell our home because we guarantee the sale of their home as well. We can buy homes for cash at market value, because there is a difference too. A lot of people say a lot of advertising there, we buy cash, but then they only pay you 80% on the dollar or 70% on the dollar, right? Well, we buy homes at market value cash as well, and then we can.
And what do you do with them? And how are you able to do that? I mean, is that how you say your home sold guaranteed? You're buying the house if you can't sell it to someone else?
We have your home sold guaranteed, $200 million of investors' money to do this.
Oh.
They partner with us. They partner with us, so we can do this. So the second question you said is this a good time to buy? I will say yes.
Well, of course you will, because an agent always wants to have sellers and buyers. But as a realistic thing for a person to buy, tell us why. Because right now a lot of people are scared to go look at a home. A lot of sellers don't want people in their home. People are thinking maybe the prices might be dropping.
Exactly.
And of course, I have my own opinions on that, but you are there in the field, so tell us what you see and what you believe.
I've seen market up and market going down, and I was in the real estate as well during 2007, 2008. So I know how people's fear are, driving what just happened. Let me first start by saying this is not 2007, 2008. Back then, the entire economy went down because of housing. So we knew house prices were going to collapse, and they did, and really bad. Right now, this has nothing to do. We came into this coronavirus, lockdown with a low inventory, more people looking for homes than there were homes available. So coronavirus just increased that problem. Okay. In other words, now we even have more people looking for homes. They need homes than there are homes available. So the demand is even higher. On top of that, interest rates are low, as we just mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Now, let's say worst case scenario, homes go down, which I think they might, probably a little bit, nothing like people expect that it's going to crash. Okay, let's say they go 5-10% down. Interest rates are not going to stay this low. Okay,
that's true.
So when, let's say in December after the election and so forth, something happened and people's sentiments and the economy, it's not good as it is, and then house prices go a little down. Your monthly payment are going to be about the same as if you buy now or then, because the interest rates will change. And the house the house that's available today may not be available then.
And that's an excellent point. And like you said, with the rates being as low, the affordability is just amazing. And we know, I think, I certainly believe that that's one of the things that's driving demand, because all these people who didn't think they could buy a house, who are paying $2,100 a month rent now are like, whoa, really? I can buy a house, especially if they go into an area that is a little bit outside the major cities where it's so expensive.
Right. Now, the other aspect that I know you spoke about is foreclosures, right?
Right, a little bit.
Will there be foreclosures? Yes, it's a definite yes, because there will be people that will lose their jobs permanently, or at least for a while. But the amount of people losing their jobs are not going to be that big as it was back in the Great Recession. And the reason why is because the government this time is helping businesses and self-employed people to get back on their feet, which wasn't available back in 2007 and 2008. And I know you also heard probably on the news that there are 35 million people unemployed so far. Yes, but the majority of them are furloughed, which means now they're going back into the workforce again. So that number was inflated in a way, technically speaking. So the real unemployment we'll find out once this all is settled and down, once a full opening of the economy happens. Then we will know how many people will be unemployed.
And then, all the people who have been able to arrange for forbearance with their mortgage servicer, meaning that they've been able to hold off on their payments and have those payments put onto the backside of their loan at the very end. That's because they didn't have the cash, but will they have it when the forbearance period ends? That's a question that we have yet to see the answer to. And the other thing, too, is if there are the foreclosures, do you see them being at lower prices? Again, kind of everybody wants to know, when they can get a deal. I don't know that you can get a deal, but if the foreclosures do happen, what do you see happening in the market?
There has been so many historical developments, something that you never seen on the market so much. My prediction is that, yes, there will be foreclosures, but foreclosures will have so many competition that will drive the prices up anyways.
Then you and I have the same opinion on that.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know investors are always looking for and going after the foreclosures, thinking, hey, this is a great deal. I can get a great deal and get the price at 80%, like you said. But not right now. I think when there is such a demand for the prices, there's going to be so much competition for that. And, you and I talk economics, which I love together. You're such a smart man. But the simplest thing right now is the interest rate versus the price of the houses versus the inventory. Would you say those are the main factors that always drive real estate?
Exactly. And there are a lot of people with jobs, which is good. And some lenders, not all, some lenders are approving loans if you're on furlough, as long as employers say, we'll take you back.
Well, we also know now what are essential workers, a lot more than we did before. And that's not necessarily somebody in a restaurant, but absolutely the police and the firefighters and the medical personnel. And there's always programs for them, and they almost always will have a job.
Yes, exactly.
I really appreciate you being a guest again. I look forward to talking to you again, Hugo, and having you back on the show. And if anybody wants to get in touch with Hugo, you can call me at 626-460-1188. That's 626-460-1188. And I'll be sure to put you in touch directly with Hugo, and maybe he can help you find your next home or sell the one if you need to get out of that. Thank you again so much, Hugo. Look forward to talking to you soon, and have a wonderful day.